Kratos, I had everything muted because I was waiting for you, dude. Um,
Tell him, just
what
tell him
is
he's fine.
what is going on, guys? My name is The Rose. I am here with Casey as well, of course, and MK Kratos. I think he's here. He popped in the chat, so I think he's here. We're gonna talk all things WWE tonight. We have a loaded show for you guys tonight. We're gonna talk about the Royal Rumble matches. There's only 4 of them. We're gonna go over the match card and give our predictions. We're going to talk about The Rock joining TKO Group Holdings on the board of directors. The latest on WWE 2K24. We're going to talk. We're going to glance over Seth Rollins' injury. We pretty much know everything about it right now. I do want to talk about it a little bit because I have some opinions on whether or not he should rehab versus getting the surgery. We'll talk a little bit about the Vince McMahon shit that's gone on that came out yesterday and today, but we're not going to deep dive into it until Sunday. But we'll talk a little bit about it tonight. You can't hear me, Kratos. You can't hear me because
I can hear you now.
okay.
I guess I joined prematurely or something. I don't know.
I don't know. I was gonna say because Casey was having no problem hearing me, but yeah. So we'll talk about the Vince shit a little bit tonight. It's not good. It's pretty bad. But
Did
we're
you
gonna.
hear what else happened tonight?
I heard, yeah. You linked it to me, and so I said, well, we'll deep dive into all of that on Sunday, but we will bring it up
Thank
a little
God.
tonight.
Yeah.
And we're also going to talk about Netflix landing a massive $5 billion deal to WWE beginning in January 2025. So, Casey, you've had an eventful couple of days. I don't know if you want to bring it up, but you've had an eventful couple of days at your hellhole of an apartment. I kind of feel bad for you, man, but otherwise, how the hell you been doing?
Oh God, I'm like I said, I'm pretty sure I'm now living in the apartment from hell.
I tell you, man, if you're paying rent in that place, I would contact that motherfucking landlord and I would demand your goddamn money back until that fucking place is no longer infested with mice. And your ceiling and your ceiling isn't about to fucking collapse.
Well, it's not collapse. It's just it's got water damage, but
Oh, jeez.
and here's the kicker: the day after the whole the water damage, I come in from work and it's my glass the light fixture but right beside one of my shelvings, and just the big glass fixture just came down and shattered, and I was like, what the fuck? And
Wait, TSS, hold on. TSS, can you hear us now on the show?
I think it was from earlier because I had said that because I said I couldn't hear shit.
Well, I did have everything muted at the start because I was waiting for you to unmute.
Yeah, he just responded to Casey's light fixture situation. I said I couldn't hear shit.
Okay, yeah, it's working. Go on, Casey. Continue.
So they came in and replaced the light fixture dome thing, but I had no idea about the update about the ceiling just right now. So, but I'm also in the middle of finishing emptying the house so I can get paid. So that is about done.
What's going on, Tony Douglas? What's going on, Tony? I didn't link the Twitch tonight, so I'm glad you realized that was live.
But with all that, it's been pretty eventful week.
Yeah, and you've been playing Exterminator too, so there's that.
Yeah, and I also the week prior to that, I had some winter weather issues, and also I was sick. So that was on the shows.
Yeah, you've had one hell of a bumpy month. Kratos, I hope you've been having a better time than Casey. How have you been?
I can say I've had a better time than Casey comparably. My dad's friend is out of the hospital. Remember, I talked about that back
Right.
in the new year. He's
Right.
back home with us.
That's good news.
I'm about a month into about 2 months worth of food that I bought last month.
I'm about 4 days into the week's worth of food that I bought last week.
Yeah, I spent about $400 on groceries at the end of last month.
Now, I don't know if anyone's a fan of Domino's, but I want to put this out there, and we're not sponsored by Domino's, but I kind of wish we were. They're not the greatest pizza out there, but they're giving out good deal right now, especially because tomorrow night's the Royal Rumble. You can get carry-out special large 2-topping pizzas for $7 each instead of the usual 12.
That's not bad.
Hey, that's a good deal. Better than the shit that Papa John's puts out.
I'm debating on getting a couple of pizzas for tomorrow night.
I don't like. For me, I like Domino's. I mean,
Domino's better than Papa John's. That's for damn
Yeah,
sure.
it is. Mm-hmm.
I totally agree.
Oh, excuse me.
Pizza is garbage. I mean, you can tell the taste of Papa John's pizza from a mile away.
I've had it twice, and it's fucking.
I used to
not
work
good.
for them. I should know. I've seen how the kitchen works in a St. Louis location.
Tony, I hope everything's been going good for you, Tony. If you're saying that the both of them have had better days than you, if you've been having a worse time than Casey, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's bad.
Since Casey was playing exterminator with mice in his freaking apartment, if you had a worse time than him, that's.
I don't know if I should reveal this, but he told me right before we went live that he's caught 13 of them now in about less than 3 days.
God damn!
I was gonna say I didn't.
5 of them today.
Ew.
Dude, I was gonna tell you, it's like didn't want to reveal that, but like, yeah, I caught 13 of them, but I hadn't seen another one in probably a couple hours. So
maybe you got
I'll
them
tell
all,
you right
hopefully.
now.
I would get an exterminator in that motherfucker.
Get an exterminator and sue the fucking landlord.
Well, here's the kicker, though. They're coming through the closet that has the water heater in, and
man,
here's the kicker, though. I have one of the shelving in front of it because I didn't think I had to worry about anything like that. So I would have to remove a couple screws and then take out all the games to move it so I can let them access to that. So I'm kind of hoping that I just get them all out as possible. Like I don't assume they're like cockroaches is like where it's endless. When like I'm pretty sure I got most of them probably.
One could only hope.
Yeah.
TSS says, well, I guess the Papa John's slogan isn't true. Papa is not in the house. No, Shaq is in the house.
Yeah, Papa's been he left. He resigned like Vince did.
No, well, he resigned for letting the N-word slip in his conference call.
Vince resigned for letting his dick slip into where it don't belong.
Well, the thing
on
is,
numerous occasions, forcefully.
Like if Vince said the N. Well, he said it with the soft A.
Don't matter. He still
Papa John said it with the hard R.
That's worse.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
He pulled the Hulk Hogan.
Essentially, on a conference call with other executives on the call as well. Imagine that. The founder of one of the biggest pizza companies since the 80s lets that slip in 2017.
Well, dude, look at WWE. Look how far this all of these sex scandals with Vince finally coming out of the woodwork since.
Yeah, and sex trafficking is the worst. But we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. In a little bit, I want to start by just grazing over the whole Seth Rollins thing real quick because it's pretty much an open and shut case. But I do have an opinion on it, and you guys might as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it was last week on Raw on what was it, the 15th? He defended the World Heavyweight title against Jinder Mahal.
Ugh.
And he suffered a torn MCL and a partially torn meniscus doing a springboard moonsault.
Yep.
In the match. Thankfully, it wasn't worse.
Could have tore his ACL. Could have had the whole Charlotte Flair situation.
Oh, yeah. Yep. And thankfully, it's not worse. Obviously, he is missing the Rumble now, so if he was going to have a match on the card, that's been obviously canceled.
I don't think he was, because there's only 4 matches the whole card.
Right, but if he never got injured, there could have been 5. I don't see them not having him wrestle.
Personally, I would have saved the Jinder match. I would have taken the Jinder match off of Raw and put it on the Rumble. That's just me. Get it out of the way at the Rumble.
So
give him more time than what they had then.
So in an unnecessary match that didn't need to happen. Now I'm not saying it's an unnecessary match because of who he faced, because he could have injured himself in any match against anybody. But it was still viewed as an unnecessary match. People are, viewing it as it didn't need to happen.
A lot of people.
Or it could have just happened at the Rumble, like Kratos is saying. He is going to miss the Royal Rumble. Now, he can choose to have surgery, and if he has the surgery, he's out at least 3 to 4 months, which means
then he's going to
WrestleMania
and vacates the title as well.
Now, he came out on Raw this past Monday. He had a speech. He didn't give up the title. He said he has every intention of competing at WrestleMania and whatnot. So, he's looking forward to seeing who wins the Rumble and if he gets challenged. Gunther came out, told Seth he's going to win the Rumble match, and he just may very well do that. And
Gunther also botched his promo and said he's winning the Rumble on Sunday.
Yeah. But he did say if he wins or when he wins, he's going to challenge Seth.
Mm-hmm.
It was funny. I know you guys are not the biggest fan about Cronin, but someone said on his channel, it's like, he ain't going to win shit if he's going to show up a day late.
Right?
Yeah, no shit.
The only thing he's gonna win is the fucking Dunce Cap of the Year award.
I seriously think that was an in the moment type of deal, though, because usually I guess it's an in the moment type of deal when he said that, because he grew up on pay-per-views for WWE always being on fucking Sunday.
Yep.
Oh yeah, so I was gonna say. I mean, it's only just been the last couple years that it's been on Saturday, and it's not.
This is only the second year it's been on a Saturday for the Rumble.
Yeah, and that's because AEW was showing success with their pay-per-views on Saturday, so WWE is like, fuck it, we're going to do it now too. So then AEW is like, well, I guess now we got to do Sundays.
Well, I mean, kind of like it that way anyways, because honestly, I prefer to watch it on Saturday because I don't have to worry about, let's finish this. And
you got to go to work the next day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But so getting back to the whole Rollins thing, so Gunther comes out, says he's going to win the Rumble and challenge Rollins. Rollins had his doctor visits, and he says that he can rehab it, and he's planning on being back in 1 month's time. So I would imagine he's going to at least miss the Chamber, but he does plan on wrestling.
Yeah.
He does plan on wrestling again before WrestleMania because he wants to have a few matches on TV to make sure his MCL and his meniscus is good to go for Mania.
Yeah. But speaking of knee injuries, Charlotte's already rehabbing her knee injury, and she just had the surgery a couple weeks ago. Apparently, she was doing squats the day of her surgery, post-surgery.
She's crazy. She's clearly on something.
Yeah,
obviously. Either that or she's planning a John Cena return coming back in the Rumble tomorrow.
And that ain't happening. She just had that's I don't see that happening. I could see her maybe.
I don't see it happening either.
I could see her maybe having a WrestleMania return. Maybe.
No. Not this year though. Not a chance in hell.
Well, she's already rehabbing the day of her surgery. That
She
she's
was
like
doing
fucking
squats the day of her surgery.
If she's like
After
fucking Superwoman. She might be able to come back in 2 months, 2.5 months.
Dude, that's absolutely stupid. Doing squats that fast, because was she trying to hurt herself again?
Look,
I'm like,
remember John Cena tore his pec and he showed back up at the Royal Rumble and he was only out for what, 3 months when he was supposed to be out for 8?
4. He was supposed to be out for 8 to 9. He was back in 4.
Well, that's the thing. We don't know what they're actually if the information they're passing over to us is actually the.
She told her she had completely torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus.
She completely blew out her knee. She was done.
She blew the. She might as well have been shot in that damn knee with how many injuries she had in it. She might as well have been shot in it.
But the whole Seth Rollins thing, I don't know if you guys would agree with me, but I honestly don't think he should rush it coming back in a month.
I don't either. But
I have a feeling
it can heal on its own. For people are saying these injuries, that the injuries he has can heal on their own. I'm like, no, they can't. Not that fast. If it's a microscopic surgery, type of surgery that's not invasive, it can heal in that time. But if it requires invasive surgery, he's out 3 to 4 months.
Right, and so he's going to rehab it. I don't think he should be coming back in a month's time.
Mm-mm.
I think he's going to get in that ring, and I have a feeling something's going to happen.
Yep.
Well,
and he's going to blow it out even worse, and then he'll be out for possibly the rest of the year.
Well, I'm going to bet money that he's probably not as hurt as what we're led to think, because, one, if he's really that bad, they should have had him vacate the belt.
Because they didn't have him vacated because he wants to be back for WrestleMania. Now, if he ends up coming back and he hurts himself again, then they're probably going to take the title off him. They would have to.
They're going to be fucked if they do that.
Like,
but letting him do this, they're going to give themselves less time to create a World Heavyweight Championship story for WrestleMania, waiting for Seth to come back and then hurt himself again right before Mania.
Yeah. I think if it's really that bad where there might be a chance him still missing it, yeah, I would let him sit it out. But if there's no, let's say we go in the Elimination Chamber and doesn't look like there's any progress to it.
Well, he's not going to be back for the Chamber. He's going to come back in March, early March.
Yeah.
Said if there's no progress until the Chamber, like let's say there's still no progress to the knee, then what they need to do is to strip the belt and have the person win in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh, I could tell you the Chamber pay-per-view is so fucked this year. You're gonna have the WWE and World Heavyweight Champion not on the show, so the two biggest belts in the company are not being defended.
Well, here's the problem with that too. They're already announced by a Australian publication that Rhea Ripley's in the main event of the show anyway. So, does it really matter? Rhea Ripley's already been confirmed back in November, October, November, when this publication came out, that she's main eventing Elimination Chamber. They let that slip on a news outlet on TV down there.
Yeah, I don't necessarily believe that. That's like the whole Sports Illustrated thing saying that Cody's not finishing his story and he's getting a match with CM Punk. I think that's all ridiculous.
This was put out there by a news team in Australia that she's main eventing Elimination Chamber.
Right, but where did they
already announced?
Where did they get their sources from? That's what I want to know.
They interviewed Rhea Ripley about it. They were talking about how it's going to be big for her career to be the first homegrown Australian woman to main event a pay-per-view in her home country. Well, I'm like,
maybe that's why. Maybe that's why she's getting it, because they're going to Australia. And how often do they go out there?
I mean, Grayson. Fucking Buddy Murphy was on the card back in Super Showdown in Australia a couple years back. He didn't main event. He had a good cruiserweight title match. He didn't fucking main event.
Yeah, but Rhea Ripley's a much bigger name than Buddy Matthews or whatever the fuck he goes by
Yeah.
now in AEW.
Buddy Matthews and House of Black, yeah. Speaking of which, they are in a elimination steel cage match tomorrow on Collision with FTR and Daniel Garcia, House of
Yeah,
Black.
the fucking AEW's TV show going up against the Royal Rumble. Gee, I wonder who's gonna win that one.
Yeah,
And that's the main event of their show. I'm like, who's gonna win the viewership? I wonder.
Yeah, who's even gonna watch?
Exactly.
You know who's gonna win that one? The fucking DVR boxes. If people really want to watch.
well, here's the thing. You want to talk about why Rhea Ripley main event that pay-per-view. Well, here's the thing. You know she ain't going to lose the belt. She ain't going to lose the belt until at least WrestleMania.
Right.
Exactly. And plus, she's not defending the title tomorrow either. So there's that too.
So she'll probably defend inside the Elimination Chamber. Willing to bet.
TSS says, love Rhea, but her title reign has been garbage. I agree.
Dude, the majority, I would think everybody who has a title in that company right now, their reign has been trash.
Outside of, here's another thing. Logan Paul has been United States champion since what, October?
He hasn't
When he
defended
won
it yet.
against Rey Mysterio? And this is his first defense. 3 months with the title. He's now defending it at the Rumble.
And last year, he wrestled a total of 9 times.
Exactly.
Your two top champions on SmackDown have wrestled a combined
not even
total.
on the show.
They're neither of them are on the show. Well, I mean, they were recently for their pay-per-view build-up, but
that's it.
Their two top champions on the show wrestled a combined total of 20 times last year. SmackDown, I feel bad for SmackDown. They have nothing to fight for except for the tag titles.
And they don't even have the men's tag titles. They only had the women's title and the women's War Games match for the past 3 months. That was it.
Well, you want to talk about this? The Royal Rumble only has SmackDown matches. There's no Raw matches on tomorrow. So that's...
Well, yeah, 2 SmackDown matches and the Royal Rumble matches, which obviously incorporate all 3 shows.
I'm saying no exclusive Raw matches.
Right. Unless they put on a surprise match on this card, these Royal Rumble...
It's going to be pre-show.
These Royal Rumble matches are going to go at least an hour each, at the very least.
They are. Each of the entrants after number 2, you get 2-minute intervals now for these two matches.
Okay, so Triple H is going back to 2-minute intervals. Okay.
Yeah, for this year because of how small the card is.
Right.
Here's the thing: Triple H has been making these cards small.
He's definitely been making the smaller, better quality matches. But I think
I can tell you right now,
I think 4 matches for the Royal Rumble pay-per-view is still, I would say at least have 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree.
Unless you're gonna give 20 to 30 minutes to Logan,
they're gonna have
KO,
to. If you think about it,
open the show. That has to be at least a 20 to 30 minute match.
If you think,
then you're gonna have the Fatal 4-Way close the show. That has to be at least minimum 30 minutes.
I think the men's Rumble's closing the show. To be honest with you,
I don't see Roman. If that's the case, Roman's opening the show.
Well,
because Roman only either opens the show or closes the show. That's been his MO for the past few pay-per-views he's been on.
So here's the thing.
Closes.
So let's time this. So let's time this out a little bit. The women's Rumble, the first 2 come out. Then you have 28 more at 2-minute intervals. That's 56-minute match at the very least.
Mm-hmm.
And then obviously, they're gonna do their antics and whatnot. It's gonna be, I'm gonna say each Rumble. I'll say
at least an hour plus.
I'm gonna say the women's Rumble an hour. The men's Rumble, I'm gonna say about an hour and 15.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
The Fatal 4-Way is probably gonna get about 25 minutes.
Okay.
So that's
too small, even for too small, even for Fatal 4-Way standards.
I think we're at least going to get 3 full hours of wrestling. I
At
mean,
least 3, yeah.
Well, I'm saying 25-minute match because everyone knows who's going to win. So it's like, who's going to want to sit there and watch a 40-minute match to know who's already going to win when everyone knows who's going to win already?
yeah, it'll only be a shocker if Roman loses early.
Right,
You know?
so
It'll be a shocker if Roman loses because The Rock interferes. That's the only shocker that's going to happen for me. If Roman interferes in the match, make sure Solo doesn't get involved in some way, shape, or form. Or maybe Nick Aldis gets involved and sends Solo and Jimmy Uso out of the away from the ringside area. And then that prompts The Rock to get involved to build to the head of the table versus The Rock storyline.
So this is my prediction. So 25 minutes for the Fatal 4-Way. That's 2 hours 40 minutes. To have a 3-hour show, that means KO and Logan Paul would get 20 minutes.
Yep.
So, and honestly, I don't think Logan Paul and Kevin Owens are going to get 20 minutes. They'll probably get at least 15 at the most.
You have to remember, Logan Paul went about 30 minutes with Roman 1-on-1 2 years ago. And then blew his fucking knee out.
Well, you're going to know that. I mean, you got to remember, now we're on Peacock, even on the WWE Network. We don't have to be against the 3-hour mark.
But we know Triple H doesn't like to book long-ass shows either. Look at his NXT shows. He had about 5 matches.
Performance like last year.
He had about 5 matches on his shows, and his pay-per-views went between 2.5 hours and 2 hours and 45 minutes or so for NXT. So I think for the main roster, I think at the very most, he goes about 3 hours, 15 minutes, 3.5, maybe 3.5 hours.
That's right.
That if he includes a musical performance, like last year.
But then again, you only have 4 matches. How do you go 3.5 hours with 4 matches? Unless each rumble is almost an hour and a half in itself.
You give maybe a little less, maybe an hour for the women's, maybe an hour and 10 minutes for the men's.
That's pretty much in line with what I said.
And I get about 20 minutes for KO
and Logan.
Yeah, KO and Logan.
So that's still only 2.5 hours. If they go 3.5 hours, you're going to give an hour to the fucking Fatal 4-Way match, and no one want to sit there and watch that for an hour.
I was going to say 30 to 40 minutes.
So 3 hours and 10 minutes. I could see them doing at least. I could see them doing 30 minutes for that match, but I don't know if they would go much longer than that.
I can only see 30 with interference and a potential Rock appearance to confront Roman.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, the Royal Rumble winners are going to showboat in the ring. That's going to take up a couple of minutes each. So
if The Rock shows up in the men's Rumble, I'm gonna fucking scream.
He might. He might.
I don't think.
I mean, Cultaholic put out a voting poll on who should win the men's Rumble. Gunther had 40% last I checked, and Cody and CM Punk were tied at 28. The Rock had 6%. Nobody wants to see him. The Rumble.
Triple H is okay in booking more than 5 matches.
All right, so you want to choose our predictions of?
Yeah, we'll go into the predictions. So, I think, I think the men's Rumble is going to be. Usually, they start the show with a Rumble match and they end it with a Rumble match. I don't think
they didn't do that last year. They ended with Roman and KO, and Sammy's face turn.
Well, it's not always the same formula every year. Yeah. I mean, they started last year's show with the men's Rumble.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
That went an hour 10 plus minutes.
Usually they start the show with a Rumble and they end it with a Rumble. But I think KO and Logan are going to start the show because Logan's going to think he's too fucking important to be waiting around for his match.
Roman's the same way. You have to think about that too.
Unfortunately, as much as I don't want to see Logan Paul win, I think he's going to carry out this storyline with Kevin Owens or whoever he's going to end up facing by WrestleMania.
Probably going to be LA Knight.
He's gonna go into WrestleMania as champion, unfortunately. As much as I want to see SmackDown have something to fight for. So I'm gonna say Logan Paul wins over Kevin Owens. It's gonna be at least a good match, because obviously Owens is capable of having great matches. Logan Paul, it was a surprise, and he actually could go.
Logan Paul needs to be humbled in the Elimination Chamber and lose the title there.
Well,
he needs to be humbled. He needs to be humbled by the steel.
If he even defends the title there, we'll find out. But so I'm going with Logan Paul. What about you guys?
Logan Paul.
KO.
KO? Okay. I'm hoping KO wins.
Just for shock value.
I'm thinking Logan Paul is going to take it into the WrestleMania. I'm seeing no title changes this weekend.
There's only 2 titles on the line.
Right.
Yeah. And then predicting neither title's going to change.
Then we have, I'm going to say they're going to put on the Women's Rumble first this year. Now,
Becky's winning, hands down. Becky's winning.
I don't know. See, here's the thing. I don't know if there's a list of participants for these matches.
They've only announced 4 women. Becky, Nia, Bianca, and
match.
Well, you gotta remember, a lot of times what they do.
Bailey, that's it. It's just those 4.
Well, a lot of times the Women's Rumble is they'll go into to not only NXT. I mean, God, one year they even brought Mickie James, who was
no shit, but still, how do you only announce 4 women for a 30-woman match, and you're gonna have 26 surprises? Come on now.
I think Jade Cargill makes her debut on the Rumble.
I agree.
Okay, so there's
she's
6.
been signed for about 3-4 months now.
There's 6 women confirmed for this match. Bailey, Bailey, Nia Jax, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair, Maxine Dupree, and Ivy Nile.
Oh, Christ in heaven.
You know, all the women, you know
damn well all of Damage Control is going to be in this match. So that
except
includes
Io Sky, because she's champion.
Oh, duh.
I thought they did away with the Raw and SmackDown women's titles. I thought they unified that.
No. Why do you think Rhea's women's world champion?
Yeah.
Anyways.
And Io Sky is WWE women's champion. And the Kabuki Warriors, spoiler for anybody who didn't watch SmackDown, won the women's tag team titles tonight.
Yeah.
So, I think obviously Asuka's going to be in the match. Kairi Sane will be in the match. Dakota Kai. I think Shotzi Blackheart's going to be in the match, and I think Jade Cargill does make her debut tomorrow night. I agree with that.
I heard that Alexa Bliss is in Florida right now too. I think she makes a return tomorrow.
She very well might. It's being predicted that Naomi returns tomorrow night, which very possible. Even if she stays with TNA, if they have a working relationship now with WWE, she could still appear.
Her contract with TNA is over. Her contract ended at Hard to Kill.
No, I heard she had a couple. I heard she had a match or 2 after that.
Yeah, but TNA does their tape recordings, so she could have done like a day.
They do their tapings like the day after a pay-per-view for like 3 episodes at a time.
I guess that's true. Yeah, so they could have recorded that match that aired after the pay-per-view before it happened, even.
Kind of like Okada appearing on TNA this past Thursday.
You remember James Storm was in NXT, and at the same time he was still showing up on Impact, and then they still enough taping that he came back to do their next set of recordings when he left NXT.
So
he was only there for like 1 match, James Storm, right? Only 1 match?
No, he was there for a couple matches.
Yeah, he left though because I heard he didn't like NXT. But But anyways, I'm gonna throw this out there. I think Bailey wins the women's rumble this year.
I'm gonna go with like Kratos says. I'm gonna choose Becky, but
She's won it already, though, hasn't she?
No.
Yeah.
No.
well,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought she did.
2019.
I think Bailey wins it this year.
I just don't see Bianca doing it because she doesn't need to do it. She's already been in the main event of WrestleMania.
She already won
twice.
She already won the Royal Rumble too from number 1.
As well, yeah.
So
I think do it
No,
last.
not number 1, number 2, I believe.
was it 2? She said in that
Rhea
Twitter.
Ripley was the first to win from number 1 last year.
Oh no, you're right. No, you know what? Belair said she won it from number 3, not number 1.
But I still think it's Becky. But I think we should choose our dark horses for the women.
I'm not even gonna do that because there's so many open spots that we don't know who's gonna fill them.
Well, that's why it's called dark horse, where it's like it's a long shot. I would say for I hate to say this, my long shot is if this person would come back, and I don't want her to come back, but she would get a big pop, is if Sasha Banks comes back.
That is probably the biggest shot in the dark you could possibly take.
Yeah, biggest shot in the dark.
Well, I mean, she's available. I know she was recovering from an injury, but
I think she's all but recovered. I think she's all healed up by this point now.
I'm gonna if I take a shot in the dark, I'm gonna say that a woman from NXT wins the Rumble. If it's not Bailey.
I do believe, like as what Solomon Monster said this before, but it's pretty obvious that I think AJ Lee will do a cameo because CM Punk is there now.
Maybe she does. Maybe she does the Rumble match.
She's in the front row, sitting with the audience.
You know what? Maybe she's in the front row and her music plays and she jumps over the barricade and she's in the match too.
Like Michelle McCool last year. Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, they've done that, so it's possible. I wouldn't even.
I mean, she was doing like the Black Widow submission on CM Punk and that show Heels that got canceled off of Stars.
Fuck that garbage.
If she's going to come out, I think she's going to be in the back because you don't want to see her there. Because if you see her in the front row, you know something's going to happen. So
yeah, true.
So
again, Michelle McCool wrestled in Nugs, so there's that. Yeah,
I don't think they do both Rumble matches back to back.
No.
So that obviously leaves the Fatal 4-Way match, which is Roman versus AJ Styles versus LA Knight versus Randy Orton. Obviously, Roman Reigns is winning. The guy's not losing the fucking belt until at least WrestleMania.
It's going to be a shock.
If he
does, he's not getting pinned.
Right. And he's not, if anything, he's not losing the belt until at least WrestleMania. And we don't even know if he's going to lose it then.
Mm-hmm.
So... Yeah. Quite honestly, though, I am sick to death of his fucking title reign.
Same.
He's been going on, 4 years now with that belt?
Almost. It'll be 4 years this August. August 30th will be 4 years.
So, he's going on 3.5 years with this title. It will be over 3.5 years come Mania. So, obviously, Roman. I'm predicting Roman to win because it's fucking obvious. Which I don't know how you get invested in a match that you already know the outcome to fucking a month before the match even happens.
Yeah. Now, the one problem that I have with Roman being champion, if they drag this out another fucking year to build Rock versus Roman at next year's Mania.
Oh, no, that can't.
You're going to drive fucking fans away from your product. If that's the case.
Now,
you're going to drive fans away. They're not going to tune in.
I do think the bloodline interferes in this match. Maybe The Rock shows up to play a role in the match, either to distract Roman or maybe to surprisingly help Roman and then to turn on him later. I don't know.
I doubt that even happens because of what happened with TKO.
he teased about going against Roman, being the head of the
Right, but
table.
he could also decide to help Roman win as well to make sure he's champion going into WrestleMania, so Rock could take it from him.
No,
The only way I can see that happening is if CM Punk wins the Men's Rumble. That's the only way that's gonna work. CM Punk wins the Rumble, and you get Rock versus Roman at Mania. But my God, if they have to push Roman and Cody to next year, Cody will be 39 by then.
Nobody's gonna give a fuck if they have to wait for Cody to freaking finish his story in another year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know how they do this match, but Cody has to have that match this year.
A lot of people are saying that. A lot of people. And if you have Randy Orton's shock value pin AJ Styles to win the title, so to keep Roman protected and going into a match with Rock at Mania 40 or so, that doesn't make the match any better. It doesn't. Because who's gonna care about Randy versus Cody as a legacy reunion type of finish the story match?
Well, given the fact that
give a fuck.
Well, actually, no. I think people would actually stand behind that match because you have the Orton family legacy.
Who cares about legacy?
You have the Orton family legacy going up against the Rhodes family legacy, and the history that they have together. I think people would actually get behind that match.
I can't agree.
But it wouldn't be the same as defeating Would you want your 3.5-year reign to go out with you not being pinned? I don't think so.
No, I think Roman should be pinned if he's going to lose. But
exactly.
I don't think he. But the argument's invalid because he's not losing at the Rumble. He's not. So would you guys are going with Roman Reigns as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry to say, I'm going with Roman.
You have to be dumb to go for, and if you do, all right, hold on. Let's make it have a little fun with this. Let's take Roman out of the
equation.
Yeah, so let's say if we had to choose someone else, who would you do it?
LA Knight.
Maybe LA Knight.
Hottest babyface on SmackDown at the moment. Right behind Randy Orton. Hottest babyface.
I wouldn't do that. I probably would do it to Randy. Give it to Randy Orton because at least
LA Knight's been getting over big time with the crowd. But
yeah, but then,
in my opinion, if I had to choose between the other three, I'd like to see AJ win.
Oh, I mean, I would like to see AJ, but I mean, he is a heel right now, so that could lead. I mean, he's more of a tweener, but he's leaning more to a heel.
Yeah.
So I could see that, but I mean, it's pretty obvious Roman's going to retain. It would be crazy.
Going on, Steve Callan. What's going on, EJ? Yeah, feel free to put your opinions in the chat as well of who's going to win the Rumble matches, who's going to win on this card.
Roman a paper champ? Steve Callan, I don't know about that. Because if his title reign extends to next year's Mania, no one's going to give a fuck about Cody finishing his story. Nobody will care because they will know the obvious build is Rock versus Roman at Mania.
I'm not gonna. There's no way they're gonna try to push the. It's stupid to have the Rock going for the belt because one, they cannot do it because he can't. Yeah, he's on the board of directors, but he's also got to adhere to was it SAGs? You know, he can't just fight with
without
like how Cena. I mean, Cena had to go to SAGs to get permissions.
I know
to fight.
Yeah, and he even said recently that his time in WWE is almost over.
Yep,
Cena. So I'm not saying Rock and Roman wouldn't happen. It's just not going to be for the belt.
If it is for the belt, you already know who's winning that. It's Roman.
Yeah.
Honestly, I could see The Rock winning that match and then just vacating the title.
I don't.
Or being or continuing the role as the fucking part-time champion.
Oh, no.
The last time he won a title, it was at the Rumble against CM Punk 2013.
And he lost.
How many times did he defend it?
He lost
once at Elimination Chamber, and he lost it by Mania 29.
Right.
You can only have
2 months. 2 months.
There's only 2 people who could do the part-time champion. Good.
First of all, I don't like part-time champions. Period. So
neither do I.
I don't, but the only 2 who could pull it off was both Roman and Brock Lesnar.
And Brock Lesnar's in hot water with like the Vince McMahon shit.
Right.
So he's out of the question.
Not until, well, we don't know that yet. But
read the text messages.
I know, but it's only speculation that it's that he was involved.
It was allegedly
speculation that he wanted her to text a former UFC fighter. I doubt AJ Lee would want CM Punk back if that's the case.
No, it's not that. Well, I guess that is a good point. CM Punk was a fighter.
No, they say UFC champion though, didn't they?
They say UFC's fighter.
Oh, okay. Well,
former UFC champion is definitely gonna be Brock. No. He's the only one that has been champion in UFC, contracted WWE.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But it's only allegations yet, so maybe I don't know. We'll see.
She took screenshots of the text. I doubt it. I doubt it's not gonna stick. If these don't stick for Vince, there's no telling what this man can get away with if he gets away with it.
I don't know, but we got the Ren's Mumble. Jesus Christ, we got the Men's Rumble to close the show. In my opinion,
if they close,
and so we have 11 men confirmed for this match.
Mm-hmm.
We got Cody Rhodes, CM Punk, Nakamura, Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre, Gunther, Chad Gable, Otis, Akira Tozawa, of all people, Kofi Kingston, and Damian Priest. Now I could tell you from this list of people who's not winning the match.
Yeah.
It's not Gable. It's not Otis.
Oh, shit.
It's not Akira Tozawa. It's not Damian Priest because he's got the briefcase still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Gunther is a favorite to win as like throwing a fucking monkey wrench into the whole equation. Bobby Lashley, I could see him having a slight chance of winning, but it's most likely not happening.
He's not gonna win because he's got a feud with Karrion Kross and like
that's true.
Nakamura's not playing any role in anything right now besides the fact that he just finished a feud with Cody Rhodes.
Yeah,
even that did.
He's been on too, so
if Rollins can't wrestle, I can see Drew McIntyre winning it because he also has beef with CM Punk. Maybe Punk becomes champion and McIntyre faces him at WrestleMania, but we don't know. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk are the top 2 favorites to win this match, in my opinion. Followed by, I would say, Gunther and Drew McIntyre. Now, there's speculation that The Rock could be part of the Rumble match, and if he is, he possibly could win. He could be.
He would become a 2-time winner as well because he won back 24 years ago.
Yeah, he won in 2000. Yep, and honestly, I'm going to go with The Rock as my dark horse pick to win the Rumble.
I'm going with like a shock appearance of Big E finally coming back.
I think he comes back, but I don't think he does anything significant. Now,
I think he's in the Rumble match because he was with there was a New Day reunion on the bump with Jay Farrow.
Now, Xavier Woods
members were there.
Xavier Woods is healthy, right? He's still wrestling.
Back. He's wrestling now.
Right.
He was just in a tag match.
Right. So how come he's not confirmed, but Kofi is? That doesn't make sense. You know damn well if
Kofi's in there for like the highlight reel spot.
Well,
That's it.
now do you think he's
the insane way to keep himself in the Rumble.
Well, I
That's
don't
all
know
he's
because
doing.
he's failed at it the past couple of years. Do you think he fails
He
again?
just failed once. He failed once last year. That was it.
Do you think
Just last year. That was it.
You think he fails again, or do you think or you think that was just a mishap and he's going to save his ass
That
by
was a
some
mishap.
bizarre way again?
It's gonna be a bizarre way that he's gonna stay in the Rumble.
Well, I'm predicting if
I'm going to say this is going to be tough. I'm going to say CM Punk wins the Rumble. My dark horse pick is The Rock.
I'm going to
CM
say
Punk wins. Dark horse Cody.
I was going to choose Cody Rhodes if he starts at number 1. If he doesn't show up entrance number 1, then I'm going to go CM Punk as my winner. But I believe the last 2 people in the Rumble will be CM Punk and Cody because it'll throw everyone off. Watch, that's how it's going to happen.
Now, there is speculation that Brock Lesnar was supposed to return tomorrow night, and it's still a possibility. Though, with the sex trafficking and rape
text messages
and rape allegations against him now, and the fact that apparently he took a shit on the woman's face in a throusome.
No, that was Vince. That was Vince.
Oh, that was Vince.
That was confirmed to be Vince and John.
So the
John laryngitis.
So then the video I watched earlier, they mixed that up because they said the UFC
Brock
star
was involved in the text. Brock was involved in the text. He asked her to like make a urination video.
Yeah,
that was it.
This is right.
So it's so gross though. Like why? What I want to know is
I think we should save the entire Vince talk on Sunday because there's a lot of stuff that.
Well, no, well,
Casey, even JD wouldn't touch on the show when he covered it. A lot of that stuff JD wouldn't even touch. It's including the text messages.
Are you saying during sex you don't take a shit on the woman's head?
No,
are you insane, dude?
I thought that was pretty commonplace. I mean, when I'm done, when I'm done, I just squat over the person's head and I take a shit right on their forehead.
That's called a Cleveland steamer.
I guess I'm wrong.
Kratos has experience apparently.
So I care about my fiance. I'm not gonna do that to them.
So Casey wanted to bring it up. I said we'd bring it up. We kind of had to bring it up because of the possibility that Brock Lesnar comes back tomorrow, but now may not come back tomorrow because of this. The allegations are pretty fucking bad.
To the point where Vince officially resigned as of
today,
2 hours ago.
I actually do have a list of things. Now, again, we're going to jump into this completely on Sunday, but I did want to mention it. We were going to mention it tonight. There has been a revealed list of hush money goods that were delivered to Miss Grant since 2019 by Vince McMahon. And some of it includes gift cards, lingerie, flowers, WrestleMania sweet stuff.
Gift cards, yeah.
So we're gonna go into all of that. I mean, clearly Vince McMahon is fucked up in the head, and I would really like to be a fly on the wall to know what his family thinks about this. People, especially people like Stephanie and Triple H, and Shane. Yep. I want to know what the rest of the locker room thinks about this. It's fucking gross.
There's a report that the locker room was told to lay low because of these allegations earlier. There was actually a report that said that talent were told to lay low because of these allegations. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Well, yeah, because your company's not going to want to spread any more bad PR. I mean, I think that
they have already got enough.
Well, I'm just saying, are you going to have a superstar that's going to come out and say, hey, I know the real story. I got the real, and then they get fired and sued by WWE. So I don't.
You also have to remember these charges may stick on Vince because he doesn't have his personal lawyer with him. Jerry McDevitt retired from law.
Yeah,
He
but
retired from the bar. He's not
but
going to be doing any court appearances
I would bet
unless
money
it's to testify.
McDevitt is going to point someone else for him. You know, I'm sure he's not going to well, Vince, you're going to have to find us someone else. He'll probably say, hey, Vince, I heard this guy's good. I know he's good.
He's going to have to recommend someone if he retired, yeah.
Yeah.
But either way, I heard that this woman only wants a public apology from Vince McMahon himself. But Vince already said in another statement after his resignation came out that he believes that there's still lies. I'm like, you are demented as fuck, you old bastard.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys heard that he denied the whole allegations.
He did,
too.
yeah. He said it's.
Yeah, he even denied it in his resignation.
He said
while he was giving his resignation statement.
He said the allegations are repleted with lies and blah blah blah. We're gonna go over all of this. Holy shit! Not to derail. Whoa! Not to derail the wrestling show, but Amaranth has just been banned on Twitch as of an hour ago.
Yeah.
Let's go. Party time.
I'm already throwing my own party with Vince resigning. Shit! Gotta throw another one.
I'm just curious. Tomorrow, me and the Rose is going to do the live streaming of, or it's like the live reaction or
do the watch along.
So, Kratos, you're invited if you want to come by.
All right, cool.
But I'm telling you right now, and I know Kratos said it too. The minute AJ shows up, I'm fucking gone.
Didn't have to say that on here.
I don't care. Fucking, I don't care if he hears me. I really don't give a shit. He knows what he did last week. We don't have to say that because it's on your channel. If people really want to go back and find it and find out, but he knows what he did, so I don't give a fuck what I have to say about him. I'm not gonna trash him. I'm just saying he shows up tomorrow night, I'm gone.
And I'll be in a different watch along if he does show up.
Oh, there you go.
That's not. I understand that. I'm just trying to keep the peace. And
we know you are. We know.
So that's why I didn't want to bring that up either. But I just want to have a good time tomorrow. And we were doing good until we had some bullshit started up. But
we don't need to go into it any further. Last week was last week. It's over and done with.
Yep. So I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be cool to reacting what's happening, especially during the men's rumble, even probably in the women's rumble.
Yeah, we're just gonna do the whole show. Might as well. What else do we have to do tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Not only that, but Casey, can you imagine how many viewers your fucking your channel could attract as long as your internet is actually going to behave?
Yeah.
I'm hoping it'd be good because right now my viewership's gone down the toilet the last few episodes.
The only way I'm going to do it tomorrow night is if your internet is taking a shit. Then I might have to do it as a backup and whatnot. But I'm really not wanting to. I'm going to just say that right now. But I will be here. I'm not going to try to take your viewers or whatever. I'm only going to do it if your shit doesn't work out.
Honestly, I don't want to give any other people ideas, but I'm wondering why people like Cronin doesn't do it, because you figure that would help him out because he's a big YouTuber. You figure he would be watching it and get a reaction, and people are
oh shit! I'm guessing this is based on the Vince McMahon allegations. Slim Jim
What?
has pulled out of their sponsorship for tomorrow's Royal Rumble pay-per-view.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they did. They announced that before his resignation.
Slim Jim
That was
pulls
announced
out.
before the resignation.
That was 8 hours ago.
Okay, how much money was that going to bring in? I mean, it's probably not even $1 million.
That's the entire Macho Man sponsorship. That's legitimately the Macho Man sponsorship.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure they were probably sponsoring a match or two. So unless it was sponsoring the whole pay-per-view, it was probably a match or two.
Probably the whole pay-per-view. Because remember, Snickers almost pulled out after the Fabulous Moolah allegations started coming out.
Yeah, that's why they had to change that up, and they changed it from what was he supposed to be called, the Moolah,
Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal.
Yeah,
or something like that.
That's what it was supposed to be called.
I'm just glad
the fucking Battle Royal at the WrestleMania.
I'm just glad they did away with that shit after a couple of years. The whole men and women's Memorial Battle Royal, I thought that was stupid, and it didn't mean anything anyway.
Great Battle Royal, but it's pushed on SmackDown.
Yeah,
Honestly,
and then it was pushed over to SmackDown 2 years ago, and I think they did it twice on SmackDown, and then they just did away with it permanently because it's pointless.
They've been doing it every year. It's just been on SmackDown.
Yeah, it's literally on SmackDown every year now during WrestleMania weekend.
They should bring it back but I don't know why. They'll have a fucking talk show, pre-show, kind of like how NFL and all these other sports have. Have a fucking couple pre-show matches. I hate when they're just
the last good pre-show match involved FTR, Hawkins, and Matt Cardona. That was it. That was the last good pre-show match, and FTR lost that tag title match on the pre-show.
And I'm thinking the only reason why they cut out those pre-shows is it's when I was at WrestleMania 29. That was when it was in New Jersey, and luckily we were in there a good hour before the show start. So, but when the pre-show match started, it was the stadium was not full at all. It was still looked pretty empty. So they probably didn't like that look, and that's probably why they started dialing down on these pre-show matches. Even though I think it'd be cool to have these pre-show matches still.
Oh, I'm glad they don't do them anymore. It's fucking stupid.
I'll tell you what. I remember that Mania 29 had a match planned, but got cut due to time constraints. It was the eight-person mixed tag match with Tons of Funk and the Funkadactyls against the Rhodes Scholars and the Bella Twins.
Good. I'm happy that did get bumped. I thought
that got scrapped from the carding completely. That was supposed to go on before Cena and Rock.
I was happy that happened, but I thought maybe they were going to push that after, like an after show or something.
So apparently, according to Peacock, this is by Zylot Themes on Twitter. Now they don't. They have. I'm trying to see if they have a source here.
What source? I mean, what's the report?
I'm trying to see if they gave a source, but they didn't. It just says according to Peacock, the Royal Rumble 2024 will have a runtime of 5 hours, with the main show itself being about 4 hours long.
So that's about an hour pre-show.
But how are they going to do 4 matches in 4 hours? That means each match is going to be at least an hour long.
That's just the time. That's just a time limit that they give themselves. Like War Games was supposed to be 4 hours. It didn't go a full 4, did it? Survivor Series didn't go a full 4 hours, despite what was all on the card.
So then you're thinking the show goes at least 3.5 hours then.
At the
Maximum.
minimum 3. Minimum 3.
Minimum 3.
If it goes 4 for 4 matches, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous.
I'd say maximum 3.5 because you're really stretching it. And you, the
In
only way,
order to stretch it, they'd have to have a musical fucking act. They would have to have a
Yeah.
couple of backstage.
That's the only way.
They would have to have a couple of backstage segments. 'Cause I'm telling you right now, no one's gonna watch Kevin Owens and Logan Paul for an hour. No one's gonna watch a predictable fatal 4-way for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And the men's
Well, that's
rumble
why
would
I
have to
mentioned
go.
a musical performance.
The men's rumble would have to go at least an hour and a half, which I think that's way too fucking long.
well, you
And if
got,
they do want to stretch it to that 4 hours, you're gonna have The Rock. You're gonna definitely have The Rock come out and confront Roman to close the damn pay-per-view.
well, you gotta also remember they're at a stadium, so it's
Indoor
not.
stadium.
Yes, but it's still it's a stadium, so you're gonna have a long walkway. So I wouldn't. You could really stretch out the entrance for everyone, not just the Rumble, but for the 2 other matches. So
Mhm.
let's say a 5-minute entrance for everyone, minus the Rumble, where they can just run down to get into the Rumble.
They made that mistake with like how many rumbles ago, and by the time someone got to the ring, they were already gassed from all the running they did.
That's why
I
they
think,
started using those mark card things. What's going on, Ben?
yeah.
But then maybe they'll have like a side entrance, even though I don't see that
So
happening.
the 2019 Rumble, they had people coming out of the fucking dugout.
I like that. I thought that was pretty cool. I like that look. I wish they do more
And
from the
if you
base.
want to, and if you want to be fair, Lana is still a participant in that fucking Rumble. If you want to
So
be technical about it, since they wanted to be technical about the 2008 men's Rumble, where Hornswoggle is still an active member for that Rumble, Lana's still an active participant in the 2019 Rumble.
and she's
Don't
in
go there with me.
AEW now.
Exactly.
you know, in the men's rumble, you're pretty sure Andrade El Idolo is going to be there, most likely.
He better fucking be there. He had all his independent dates canceled recently. He's signed.
And
He is already signed.
And I'll bet money that Von Breaker will be in that match too.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah,
I would not be surprised. They already got Carmelo Hayes and now Trick Williams on the main roster, like feuding with Grayson Waller and fucking Austin Theory, A Town Down Under.
I have a question
That's what
for
they're
you.
calling themselves.
I have a question for you. If the Fatal 4-Way match happens before the men's Rumble, do you think Orton, Styles, and LA Knight pull double duty and show up in the Rumble match too?
Fuck no.
It's
Because
possible.
they only had that happen once, and that was for Roman to show up in the 2017 Royal Rumble from number 30 because of the fact that he just wrestled a title match with Kevin Owens and he appeared as shock. Because they never, outside of that, there hasn't been a person who competed in a title match on the card that showed up in the same Rumble match then later in the night. That has only happened once.
Brock
with
Lesnar
Roman.
did it. No, Brock Lesnar did it. Remember, he was going to fight
Oh
for
yeah,
the belt.
2022.
So twice.
He lost because of Roman.
Yeah, so there's no set rules like back in the day where if you fought in one match, that automatically excludes you from the Rumble.
Now, do you
For
think
years, it would always the world title match you couldn't be in. If you were in a world title match, you weren't allowed to be in the Rumble. Is what I'm saying.
But you could
It's been like that for years up until those 2 instances.
You could easily see at least Kevin Owens being in the Rumble match, right? If he and pulling double duty.
Yeah, I can see him.
Maybe in Logan Paul himself too. I mean, why not?
Logan Paul is not going to be in the Rumble again. Not again.
Why not? Even though
he's gonna finish that one match he has, either
he's gonna leave.
the title defense or title loss. He's going to be gone by the time that match is over to promote his shitty prime drink.
hold on, wouldn't you want to be a smart competitor and business person? Not only that you retain your United States title, but going for the Royal Rumble.
Fuck no, I'm not putting someone who is not only controversial in different ways outside of wrestling,
No, I'm
but
talking
even like a scumbag like Logan Paul, I'm not putting in the fucking Rumble.
no,
Mainly because of his Suicide Forest video.
I'm
And
just saying.
I still believe he should have did time for that in Japan.
I'm just saying a nameless champion who was, let's say, because how short the pay-per-view is and how little people are named, why not have everyone who, minus Roman, honestly, he does not need to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think everyone minus him could be in the Rumble.
I can name a couple people who could be in the Rumble that could benefit from being in the Rumble. Like you said earlier, Braun Breaker. Bring back Baron Corbin because he's in a tag match with Braun Breaker. Debut Von Wagner. Mr. Come Tuesday Von Wagner. Debut him in the Rumble. Carmelo Hayes, Trick Williams. Should I keep going? Ilya Dragunov. Give him a spotlight with Gunther.
But I think they should not add people who's obviously not going to win. People like Tozawa and fucking Otis.
Tozawa and Otis are only in there for comedic reasons and comedic spots. That is it. Just like how Maxine Dupree's in the Women's Rumble when she can't wrestle worth shit.
I think
Ivy Nile can at least wrestle. Maxine? Fuck no.
I think people who are like, there's not a chance in hell should not even be in there. Like tag teams. Like, it's almost like, oh yeah, they're in here for filler. They're not going to win the Rumble. Put some fucking names in the Rumble. Instead of, I'm like, yes, it'd be nice to have some surprises, but no one thinks Tozawa is going to win the Rumble. And if they did, this would be considered the worst Rumble of all time.
No, none of them are low card.
The worst Rumble of all time was in St. Louis 2 years ago, according to Cage Match.
No low card fucking superstar is going to win the Royal Rumble.
No, I'm just saying that's why I said why have those people in there?
Because they don't have enough bodies. That's why.
That's bullshit. They have enough bodies.
They have enough bodies to build new stars. They don't need to put people that were in previous matches outside of a select few.
Why not?
For mid-card matches in the Rumble itself. I don't see LA Knight, AJ Styles, and Randy Orton pulling double duty after going however long they go in a fucking world title match just to get another opportunity at Roman. I don't see it.
Would you want to see them in the Rumble though? I mean, would you rather? Oh, you're out of your mind. I'd rather have those guys in there than take out Tozawa, Otis, and I keep Chad Gable just by the hair of his chin.
Chad Gable is at least a proven singles competitor. He's a proven singles competitor, despite being in a tag team with Otis. He's a proven singles star.
I was about to kick him out, but it's like, okay, he at least earned my respect. So, but let's say the primetime, where it is, primetime players.
What? They're not, only Titus is signed out of that team. Darren Young is in fucking New Japan.
No, not that. I'm trying to think. What's the one with?
Oh, the Pride Street Profits.
Yeah,
Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, who are now known as the Pride.
Yeah, Street Profit. I think those two definitely shouldn't be not in the Rumble because
If they're in the Rumble, that means AOP and Karrion Kross are going to be in it.
I don't want.
That's the only way I see that making sense.
See,
And even they're not going to win.
Yeah, then why put people who's not going to win? Then putting like some superstars.
That's why I said debuts from NXT stars that they built up over the past year,
right
on the show.
But none of them are going to win
like
either.
Ilya
so.
Dragunov.
But none of them are going to
like
win
Ilya
either. So
Dragunov. He may be NXT champion. I mean, Adam Cole was in the match as NXT champion a couple years back.
But by Casey's logic, none of them are going to win the Rumble either. So why use any of them?
But they could have a good showcase for them and to build their name value and stock in the company when they get on the main roster.
Well, I'm just saying. I mean, I could see Von Breakker might win it because he has a big.
Von Breakker could win, yeah, because he's basically the son and nephew of the fucking Steiner brothers.
Right. But I'm just saying, I don't want any tag team people in there. I don't want any comedic wrestlers in there like Tozawa in there because there's not a chance in hell of them winning.
Now I know who Casey wants in the Rumble. I know who he wants to see in the Rumble match.
Who?
Casey wants to see Big Dick Johnson in the Rumble match.
You know, that man would later go to be the head booker of Lucha Underground, believe it or not.
Yeah.
He would be the head book. He would later become the head booker of Lucha Underground. Fun fact for people who don't know.
Well, did you see the commercial where Hogan was teasing to be in the Rumble?
He did that on Raw and SmackDown. I don't see that happening either. The first leg drop he takes, he's gonna need a hip replacement in that match.
If the first leg drop he does, he might blow his asshole out.
No, like it'd be more like something about his back because he had like a dozen back surgeries, right? Like
he had surgery on his back. He tore a muscle in his back from body slamming Andre. I'm serious. I'm not joking. He actually tore a muscle in his back from body slamming Andre that night.
I ain't going to take Hogan's word for it. He's been a known liar, so I'm not taking his.
That's not coming from Hogan. That's coming from actual people who were that actually happened to look up the reports on it. He tore his lactimus dorsi, which is a muscle in his lower back, when he body slammed Andre. I don't see it.
No, I just don't. There's not a chance of Hogan actually coming out. He might tease something, like maybe he'll tease that he comes out, and then he maybe present another person.
If he comes out, he's eliminating all the black people.
Jesus Christ!
You had to know that was gonna come out of my mouth.
Is he gonna screen N-word at him too as he does it? Get out of my ring! Well,
honestly,
get out of my ring, you fucking!
Oh my god!
Please tell me you muted your mic.
Yes, and just so that I didn't even say the word correctly, that's why I said gigger. You know, I threw an extra G in there, an extra G and an extra I.
I would say, like, get out of my ring, you freaking monk.
Well,
yeah, we're going there too.
Jesus Christ.
Hold on. There's another person who probably would throw out all the black people. It probably would be also Brock Lesnar if he does show up, because remember, anytime even including The Rock, every black world champion, Brock Lesnar has taken the belt off them. He took the belt off The Rock. He took the belt off Kofi. And he took the belt
Big
off
E.
Big E. So he would eliminate all the black people who is in the Rumble. So,
even though Rock isn't black, he's Samoan and black. He's biracial.
Yeah, but I mean,
I know what you mean. It counts somewhat.
It still, honestly, yeah, it still counts. I mean, some people don't even count Obama being full or being a black president. So I'm like he's black enough to be a black president. But
I'll tell you what. If Braun Breaker shows up in any Rumble match, he's just gonna be in there to eliminate any I bet you if he's in there and damn. I was trying to make a Sunny Kiss Braun Breaker joke at that point, but that wouldn't work.
Or like Sonny kiss my ass.
oof,
Or Braun Breaker Giselle Shaw type of joke. Kind of like what his dad said about Giselle Shaw.
who do you think is going to be the last two? And let's say in the last two, in each Rumble.
The last two, I think it's going to be Becky and Bayley in the Women's Rumble.
Becky and Nia.
And I think it's going to be probably Cody Rhodes and CM Punk in the men's.
I'm going CM Punk and Drew. CM Punk, Drew, Becky and Nia.
Unless The Rock is in the match, then he's going to win it, and then it's going to be The Rock and Cody. Last two.
I'm going to choose. It's going to be CM Punk and Cody because you want to be not as obvious. Because if, let's say, one get eliminated before let's say you get down to the final five and one of them gets eliminated, and then you get down to the final two, and let's say it's Cody and someone else. Well, honestly, it's going to be Cody or CM Punk and someone else. It's obviously CM Punk, you know?
I think it's going to be CM Punk and Cody as the last two. Or like I said, if The Rock is a surprise entrant, it's going to be The Rock and Cody as the last two.
Guarantee you, if Rock was planned for this match tomorrow, Dwayne just took his spot from him because of the allegations.
Well, speaking of The Rock, now that we've covered the pay-per-view to death, and I don't think there's anything much we could talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. We can go over the TKO group holdings thing real quick.
Yep.
You're crazy. This is not even the biggest news of the week anymore.
It would have been it probably would have been if what didn't come out fucking last night.
Yep. I only found out because my fiance sent me the information that when they found it on Tumblr of all places, and then they cited WrestlingNews.co about it as well.
Well,
yeah, Tumblr. You heard me.
Well, some people are getting some information wrong. Some people think The Rock has some ownership in.
He has full rights to his fucking name back.
He has he has full rights to his name, and he's been given 25% of the company over 4 shares.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
He has 25%?
Yes, 25% of TKO group holdings, yes.
And plus, that's more than Vince, who only had 12% of stock and voting power in the company as a board member. 12%. He's not coming back.
Well,
Vince is not coming back.
What do we know? What's Rock? What his involvement with the new UFL now? Since USFL and XFL has merged, is he still somewhat of an owner, or
yeah?
He is the owner. He's the one that initiated the merge. He was the owner of the XFL.
Yeah,
but he's the one that finalized the merger with that. They wouldn't show him in the UFL commercials if he wasn't the owner.
No, I'm just saying, who's the owner of UFL? Is it The Rock or whoever owned the USFL?
Probably The Rock, because he, like I said, it might be a joint ownership, more than likely, but The Rock has more power in the joint ownership.
But you figure he'll be so busy doing that and his Hollywood schedule
I think his Hollywood schedule's on hold because of all the stuff he has going on now, as of this week. TKO and UFL. I think his Hollywood plans are on hold.
Well, something's got to be on hold. You can't do UFL, Hollywood, and have help run a company.
And have something to do with WWE right now, in between all of that.
Like, there's no way for him to do all that, you know?
I mean, you got to think about it, too. The Rock has been an actor for almost 25 years as well. How many more years do you think he's going to be doing that?
Maybe at 10. I'd be, what's it called? Generous giving him 10
because
full years.
In my opinion, and from what I've seen from people, people are starting to get sick of seeing The Rock in fucking damn near everything. But let's get into this article. So this is about The Rock joining TKO Group Holdings. It says The Rock is a name that has become almost synonymous with professional wrestling, but its bearer, Dwayne Johnson, has never legally owned the rights to it. This is changing under a new agreement with the WWE, under which Johnson will also join the board of TKO Group, the sports and entertainment company that houses WWE and UFC. Terms of the deal weren't disclosed, but a statement from TKO said that WWE has entered a services and merchandising agreement with Johnson as part of the agreement. Shares of the TKO group's stocks surged more than 22% before the market opened. The Rock is a name that is derived from Johnson's father, WWE Hall of Famer Rocky Johnson, who was the first black champion in WWE history alongside partner Tony Atlas. According to the WWE, Johnson parlayed his wrestling fame into a film career and a business portfolio that includes production companies 7 Bucks Production, tequila brand Terramana Tequila Energy Drink Company, Zoa Energy, Project Rock Apparel brand, and the United Football League. I'm very motivated to help continue to globally expand our TKO, WWE, and UFC businesses as the worldwide leader in sports and entertainment, while proudly representing so many phenomenal athletes and performers who show up every day, putting in the hard work with their own 2 hands to make their dreams come true, and deliver for our audiences. Johnson said in a prepared statement, "I've been here, I'm still there, and this is for them." TKO Group Holdings says Johnson's board appointment is effective Tuesday, reflects in commitment to delivering long-term value and strong performance for shareholders through strategic growth initiatives across both UFC and WWE. The news about Johnson's ownership of his nickname comes, and speculation that Johnson will return to WWE to compete against his cousin, Universal Champion Roman Reigns, according to Variety. And this just says about pretty much his wrestling career here. Johnson has recently appeared as World Heavyweight, World Wrestling Entertainment Inc.'s SmackDown and Raw television series. I'm thrilled to partner with Dwayne. Welcome his immense talent to TKO board. TKO CEO Ari Emanuel said in a prepared statement, Dwayne brings an incredible track record of creating content and building globally recognized consumer brands, and he will play a key role in realizing our ambitions for TKO. TKO also announced Tuesday that Brad Keywell will become a board member. Keywell has co-founded and led multiple companies, including Groupon, Echo Global Logistics, Media Ocean, and Uptake Technologies, where he is currently founder and executive chairman. All right, so The Rock joining TKO Group Holdings. What this article did not mention is, like I said, he has also been given 25% stock in the company. He is receiving those shares in 4 waves. Did I lose you guys?
No,
I'm here.
Sorry, I had to go. I had to go tinkle.
Great, Casey, thanks.
What? I'm trying to be professional. I'm not trying to say I went to go take a piss. So I mean,
Doesn't help.
Helen, what am I supposed to say? I had to go use the little boys' room.
You could have
That
just said
doesn't help either.
You could have just said you were going to the bathroom.
Okay, maybe in for future use, or when I had to go boom boom next time.
God damn it!
Jesus Christ.
So, what do you guys think of The Rock joining TKO? Was you guys really give a shit about this move? Do you think it's going to help WWE in the long term? Do you think it's going to do anything for the company long term? Do you think he's going to be more involved with WWE now because of this? What do you guys think?
He'll be more involved with it, but I mean, it was a big deal until
Last night?
well, not only that, I think it was a bigger deal when the Raw went to Netflix for $5 billion. I think that's more of a big deal than Rock getting a spot on the board of directors.
Well,
It wouldn't be bad though to have him there, though either. But I mean, it's not. I'm indifferent to it.
all right, fair enough, fair enough. What do you think, Kratos?
Indifferent as well. It's just
Just something that happened you don't really care too much about?
nah,
You know,
not the best.
I think the shock of the whole Vince thing kind of dulled that surprise right now. I mean, I think it would have been more of a big deal if the whole Vince thing didn't happen. It was like,
If the
but I
Vince
think,
thing didn't happen, anything else that happened this week would definitely have been a much better deal.
oh, definitely. But honestly, I I think it'd be good for both TKO and WWE because he's a big name. Plus, I mean, it would be good to have a wrestler on that board. So, but I'm kind of like numb to it right now after the whole. We keep getting more information by the day about this Vince situation. Even though we're pretty sure we're done after this, but we fought that year or two ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, but it's like we were saying on the calls, like we've been through this before, and we fought Ding Dong, the witch was dead. Well, he came back, but this time he doesn't have that type of power anymore. So, but
I don't exactly know what analogy you're going there for, Casey, but whatever you said, sure.
I'm just saying. Well, I rambled off. I was just saying it's, I'm still in awe of the shock value of the whole thing with Vince that right now The Rock being part of the board has
Mm-hmm.
indifference to it.
All right, well, let's talk about something else that may interest you a little bit better. Well, we already talked about this. We get rid of this. We'll get rid of this. All right, so what else do we have here? Oh yeah, we did this. Don't need this anymore. two topics remain. Do you want to talk about wrestling, the game, or do you want to talk about the Netflix deal?
I would prefer Netflix still, if you ask me.
You want to go to the Netflix
Yeah.
deal? All right.
You know, and honestly, quick thing about the game. I mean, I thought I was gonna play this year's wrestling that WWE game, and I kind of like, oh yeah, I'll get back into it. I think I played it once, and I was like, I'm good. I don't think I'm gonna go back. I think I'm done playing the wrestling games until they do something different. I'm kind of numb to that as well.
Well, I could say for certain that 2022 and 2023 have been leagues better than their last, I would say, 4 or 5 outings, especially 2K20. That fucking miserable
Oh,
disaster.
Yeah.
And obviously, 2K20 was so bad and was so fucking miserable that they decided not to even do a 2K21. Um, so yeah, I would definitely say the last two have been much better than like their last 4 or 5, hands down. Um,
I think that those 4 or 5 really kind of killed it for me, especially when they put it on the Switch. That kind of really did it for me,
well,
like
you
how.
just don't play the Switch version, dude.
Well, yeah, but I mean, I'm just saying that kind of ruined the whole thing for me.
So Netflix will stream WWE Raw in a $5 billion deal. Excuse me. It says the deal, which starts in January 2025, will significantly expand Netflix use of the technology that is required to broadcast live upcoming events. WWE's decision to abandon USA Network, where it is the top rated program, also reflects the encounter pressures on traditional cable television operators as more consumers shift to streaming. The agreement dramatically expands the reach of WWE and brings weekly live um, appointment viewing to Netflix, said Mark Shapiro, president and chief operating officer of WWE owner TKO. This deal is transformative. He added, TKO is controlled by Ari Emanuel's Endeavor Group. Under the deal, Netflix will also have the right to stream all WWE programs outside the United States, including SmackDown and WrestleMania. Netflix executives have long played down any interest in pursuing live sports deals, even as rival streaming services from Apple and Amazon have started to stream professional sports in an effort to attract subscribers. As an investment at an investment conference in December, Netflix co-chief executive Ted Sarandos said the company had found a niche in sports adjacent drama, such as its documentaries on Formula One, tennis, and a recent series on former England footballer David Beckham. We can where we can really differentiate the outcompete everybody in the storytelling of sports, the drama of sports, he said. Netflix has been working to improve its ability to live stream, which could allow it to show a broader range of programming, from live news and awards ceremonies to stand up comedies as well as sports. Last year, the company began experimenting with a special by the comedian Chris Rock, and it intends to stream a live exhibition tennis match between Rafael Nadal and Carlos Alcaraz in March. Last year, the company began. Oh, I read that already. Shapiro said He was confident that any technical challenges with live streaming would be smoothed out by the time the agreement took effect next January. We've got an entire year to make sure we've got it right. The companies are also likely to develop documentaries based on WWE to help widen to appeal, Shapiro said. Netflix made a real following out of the documentaries they do on various sports, he told the Financial Times. You can expect that over the course of the deal, we will look to do a documentary on the characters and superstars of WWE. Now, what this article doesn't mention is the deal lasts for 10 years. So it'll run until 2035. However, in 2030, Netflix has an opt-out option where they can cancel the WWE, or they can resume their partnership for another 10 years, which would then give them until 2040.
Yep.
So I'm wondering, so what would be the deal? Because the deal's for $5 billion. That's for 10 years. Let's say expand. If it got approved to expand for another 10, is that another $5 billion or that more? There's probably.
Well, they would negotiate. They would renegotiate if they wanna expand another 10 years. Because like I said, they could opt out after 5 if they feel like Monday Night Raw is not doing as they expect within the 5-year window, or they can pick it up from 2030 to 2040. So they would continue the 5-year deal plus add another 5 years onto that.
You think they probably want to have a rights, the TV right increase. That's what they like to do. So I guarantee you, there's probably a boost TV rights.
Now here's the thing. I want to look up when. Let's see. When does WWE's Peacock deal end? The Peacock's deal with WWE ends in 2026. So it lasts until 2026. So I would imagine January 2026. So now, do you think when the Peacock deal is done, do you think they just move all their PLEs as well to Netflix and just have everything housed under one roof again?
Possible. I mean, why not just restart the? Right.
So there, Casey, I think I lost you.
I'm here. I'm just saying. There you go. Kratos had some background noise.
I heard you were saying something, and then you cut out completely.
Yeah, same here.
I don't see why not. Actually, I was thinking about maybe if they leave Peacock, then I was like, why not just restart the network? But then, like, they only had like 1 million plus subscribers. So if, let's say they put everything to Netflix, they have many times that number. So why not? I mean, they'll probably even get a better deal out of it. It would be better. It would be win-win for both Netflix and WWE.
So the good news for USA though is the fact that they're not completely losing WWE because SmackDown will be returning to USA Network in October of this year.
Yeah.
And they still have NXT as of right now.
As of right now, until they go to
NXT is going to be on CW by the same time SmackDown goes to USA, though.
Right. So, but But yeah, so
Yep.
Kratos, do you think when the Peacock deal is up in 2026, they just move all their pay-per-views to Netflix as well, and just house all of that under one roof?
They are. They're going to, because but that only leaves one other question: what the hell happens to WWE Network for
Oh,
international purposes?
that already got announced. That's being closed down at the end of the year.
Oh shit! Damn.
WWE Network is gone after this year, completely worldwide.
Well, it lasted all of 10 years?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Maybe
It
11.
it was launched in 2014. It was announced in like late 2013. Literally 10 years with the network, and it's already dead.
And
Yeah,
you gotta remember,
because they said that Netflix outside of the U.S. will be streaming SmackDown and all of the PLEs as well. So
Yeah, there's no need for there's no need for the network anymore, like I said.
right, and I would imagine the classic content that WWE has,
That's all going to Netflix too.
Yeah, that'll all be moving over. So
well,
Now, here's my thing. Are they gonna uncensor everything that was censored for Peacock due to cancel culture bullshit?
I fucking hope so. You're talking about a company that sexualized 11-year-olds, so I don't see why not.
Well, did you think that when they censored that, you seen what they done when they censored the WWF logo? There's some during the time frame when they were allowed to use it in their archive footage, but now, ever since they expanded Raw to 3 hours, they were granted allowed to use it, but there's still footage that blurs certain versions of it.
Well,
still.
they kind of have to because of the World Wildlife Foundation. They own the rights to WWF, unfortunately.
Now, what the one thing I'm talking about is like the Booker T botch from years ago in '97.
Oh, that.
Yeah, stuff like that.
They
the
might
Nation of Domination parody by DX, stuff like that.
They might keep the Booker T thing censored.
No, they edited it. They edited it for Peacock. They edited it for Peacock. I went back and listened to it.
No, that's what I'm saying. They might keep that censored, but like other stuff, they'll probably uncensor that Peacock didn't want.
Well, the point I was bringing up, there's some stuff that they kept censored because I'm wondering, did they go back and have a hard drive to like, okay, we had the uncensored version and we got the censored version.
I'm sure they do.
They have a heavily censored WrestleMania 6 on Peacock.
Or do you think they censored like the master copy?
No, I'm sure they have. I'm sure they have master copies of everything.
Yeah. But they heavily censored WrestleMania 6 and heavily edited it. Well, no, what I mean by heavily edited? An entire match is missing from the card. An entire match is missing on the network, on the Peacock version of WrestleMania 6.
I'm telling you right now, the only thing you're never going to see again is the Over the Edge 99 shit. You will never see that surface ever again.
What? The announcement of Owen Hart being announced about Jim Ross and Jerry Lawler announcing his death live on pay-per-view?
That and obviously the spot
the pay-per-view itself. They never showed the spot.
Oh, they didn't?
Camera.
No?
They never showed the spot on camera.
No.
That was one of the first things I looked up on the network. They never showed that spot on camera.
Because even on the WWE Network version of Over the Edge 99, that was completely cut out and there was no mention of Owen at all.
Well,
that's the point. They had to change the name of a pay-per-view because of his death. It went from being called Over the Edge to like a different name change. They changed that May pay-per-view to something else by May of 2000.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously they're not going to want to mention his death because it would be bad. I mean,
plus of the legal battle that they also went through because of it with Martha Hart, his wife,
Yeah.
his widow.
So yeah, that you had to take that whole part out.
The only way you're gonna find that on like anything is if you have the VHS version of the pay-per-view. That's the only way you're gonna find that announcement that Jim Ross said Owen Hart has tragically died.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're gonna find it on a VHS tape of the same event.
Yeah. I agree.
Do you think if something of that magnitude were to happen in today's WWE, do you think Triple H would say, well, show must go on?
No.
Probably not. Because remember, let's look at the NFL. They literally stopped a game because a guy had a heart attack.
Exactly.
But here's the thing is...
They didn't just stop the game. They canceled it altogether. It didn't have to be played.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But
and everyone was praying for him in the end. They postponed a game for him because he had a heart attack on the field. Postponed an entire game.
But here's the one thing on the other side of the coin. Like, yeah, recently with the cold weather that came in with I think that Kansas City game where it was in
Chiefs and Dolphins.
Yeah, I think it was -7 with the
negative 27. And Kratos showed me the report that 15 people ended up in the hospital after sitting through that game.
Yeah,
that's what
a lot of them had hypothermia.
Like, I was shocked that they didn't postpone that game. I mean,
they should have
already postponed 2 games. You think they're gonna postpone a third?
They would have had no choice. What if somebody would have died in the goddamn audience because they decided to keep that game on?
They should have done that. They should have postponed it for a better.
I agree, but still, do you think they had already postponed 2 games that were supposed to happen during the weekend? I doubt they were going to postpone a third going into Monday night when they already had 2 games scheduled for Monday.
Well, they would have had to play it on Tuesday then. I don't know what to tell you. It wouldn't be the first time. It wouldn't be the first time a football game played outside of a fucking Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or a Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But either way, one of the problems with the NFL is the fact that, like, their fans have free reign to do whatever the hell they want. Same for baseball. I don't know if y'all ever saw this, but a pitcher had two women on Patreon flashed a pitcher during a World Series game from behind home plate on camera.
They flashed it.
they flashed their tits at the pitcher. 2 of them. They got banned from the damn arena, banned from all baseball fields. And mind you, they were also arrested on charges of indecent exposure.
Good, they deserved it.
Well, but
because they did this around kids. They did this around fucking kids.
Does they
in
Twitch?
A World Series game.
Then they Twitch.
But hold on, how are they gonna like ban this person from all baseball fields?
It was 2 women. And they were like in their late teens, early 20s. They were old enough to have a Patreon page. That's all I know.
So
it was a Patreon dare, a Patreon like bet they had.
I guarantee
on their page.
How do you stop these people from going to another baseball game at another stadium? I don't.
They have a do not allow list for a blacklist for people who aren't allowed in like certain venues, right? If you're blacklisted from a venue,
all stadiums.
Tony Khan banned Hulk Hogan and his ex-wife from fucking all AEW events. You don't think that MLB would do the same to these 2 women?
Oh yeah, but Hulk Hogan.
My point.
Hold on, Hulk Hogan and wife is recognizable than these 2 random.
A kid ran across center field at a Cardinals game 2 years ago. He was arrested as soon as the police took him. Kid, black kid, hopped onto the field, started running across the field. Security had to come get him, out of the field, and he was in handcuffs by the time the cops got to him.
Well, he definitely got banned, and his
And he's
kid.
more than likely that was a local kid in St. Louis
Well, that
that
kid.
wants to do some stupid shit. He's
Well,
more than likely banned and in juvenile court right now.
Hey,
oh, not only he's banned, his future kids will be banned too. That's
No, just him. But if he has kids, people will remember who the hell he is, and he'll be thrown out.
I was just making a joke, a stupid.
It's all right. That's actually what I saw at a freaking baseball game 2 years ago. I'm not joking. I saw all that.
hey, Kratos, did you brought up the Hulk Hogan ad that was on SmackDown tonight? Yeah.
I think that was Casey. Casey did.
Yeah, because this was
I did not.
This was confirmed by WrestleOps on Twitter as of 2 hours ago. Actually, when was this posted? 9:25, so almost 3 hours ago. That
Almost 2.
a Hulk Hogan ad aired for the Royal Rumble for tomorrow night. Aired on SmackDown, and he says, I quote, "You better be ready, and not just any ready, Rumble ready." So either he's going to be a surprise entrant, his old ass in the Rumble match, which I fucking hope not, or he's just going to be hosting the Royal Rumble event itself.
If he's hosting the Rumble event, that's fine, but he better not be in the fucking match itself.
He better not be in the fucking match. Absolutely not.
If he's like hosting the match, either match, he's just promoting the game, more than likely. He's just going to promote 40 years of WrestleMania mode, showcase of the Immortals game mode. That's all he's going to be there to promote.
Oh, and how
2K Showcase of the Immortals is what they're calling it.
How do you host one match? Do you go out there? It's like, this is entrance number 1. This is entrance number 2, and then you stay out there? Or, like...
I think he's just probably going to be there to, like, hype up the video game because of his contributions to WrestleMania. And considering that the Rumble is the start of the road to WrestleMania, it would make sense.
I do see him being the host for the Royal Rumble, but if he does, let's say he does come out for the Rumble, I still think he'll kind of like go out there and then he'll stop and, give, his spot to someone else or, pass.
I don't even think he gets a spot. That's taken away from someone who's on the active roster.
He doesn't need to be in the Rumble match.
Exactly.
Out, and then instead of him fighting, he says, I want this person to fight for me instead. Like I want to pass my torch off to him or something like that.
Well, anyways, we're 2 hours into the show now, so let's go over the 2K video game so we can get our thoughts on that and get the fuck out of here, because it is drawing ever closer to 1 o'clock in the morning, and I want to spend my night with a certain somebody when we're done here. Anyways,
don't blame you.
I'm trying to see how much of this is cut off. I know we're good. So this is the video game. This is fresh from 2K's website. The main cover star is obviously Cody Rhodes with the tagline "Finish Your Story." You can pre-order the game if you click on this. You have what I don't like here is the main mode, the main version that they're making a big deal about. Is the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition. But you know what sucks? It's digital only.
Well, you know what?
Fine with me. Fine with me, because all digital sales for the game, you get a free copy of 2K23.
Yeah, but I already have 23, so I don't give a shit about that.
I don't have either. I still have 2K22.
So, but the reason I would like a physical copy, because look at this art. This is what they were showcasing as the box art for the 40th anniversary, the 40th WrestleMania edition. I would love
And
to have this on a fucking box art on an actual
they've
case.
already confirmed that like post launch they're adding the entire arena for WrestleMania 40 into the game post launch.
Yeah, it's right here. So if you buy this version, you get 1 month of Peacock with your purchase.
Good
You
luck with that shit.
you get this is what's all included in the 40 years of WrestleMania edition. You get 3-day early access, so you get the game on March 5th instead of March 8th. You get the pre-order bonus Nightmare Family Pack, which you get for pre-ordering the this version, the cross-gen edition, or the premium deluxe edition, which has
The Nightmare Family Pack is a standard pre-order version.
from what I've seen, it's not included in the regular one, and I could actually show you that in a moment.
Interesting.
Dusty Rhodes from 1976 as a My Faction card. You get Stardust character. You get Undashing Cody Rhodes, Superstar Billy Graham, Mattel Cody Rhodes, bruised playable character, and My Faction card. And Pharaoh,
God.
and you get Pharaoh, my manager, my faction card.
That's
Now,
Cody's dog, mind you.
right, Pharaoh. Now, Cody hated the Stardust gimmick, so why would he be okay with them bringing that back?
It's basically for the Rhodes. It's a version of himself to like sell the Rhodes Family Pack, the Rhodes Family Pack, more than likely, because you think they're gonna be able to sell on just Dusty Rhodes, Undashing Cody Rhodes, and Superstar Billy Graham.
So it's
I mean,
this is what kind of
for this day and age, who the fuck knows who Billy Graham is?
Well, WWE still owns the rights to Goldust. Now, even though he's in AEW, couldn't they still use the Goldust character?
I would
Kind of, sorta, but
Obviously,
Dustin
they
Rhodes is known as the natural now, but he's using like the face paint that is similar to Goldust on his face.
right,
Of
but
it.
WWE owns the likeness and the name Goldust, so they could just do what they did for how they modeled Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Bret Hart, and a few others. They actually used AI to model some of those wrestlers, so they could have just did that with Goldust.
Nah, I don't see it happening.
But anyways, the deluxe edition, you get the deluxe edition content with this version as well. It has the season pass, which will include 5 DLC wrestler packs, My Rise Mega Boost, a Supercharger, Rhea Ripley Gold My Faction card, Bianca Belair Gold My Faction card, alternate attires for Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair, 40 years of WrestleMania pack, which will be later on in the year. You get the Showcase Superstars roster unlock. So you get every wrestler in the Showcase mode will be unlocked immediately. The WrestleMania 40 Arena, Macho King Randy Savage from WrestleMania 6, Rey Mysterio from WrestleMania 22, Triple H from WrestleMania 30, Charlotte Flair from 33, Rhea Ripley from 36, and Gold My Faction cards for all of the above mentioned wrestlers.
Now, why would we get a Rhea Ripley from a Mania that was held inside of a fucking warehouse?
Right? And then, like you said, if you get the 40 Years of WrestleMania edition, you get a digital copy of 23 for free.
Yep.
Now, here's where I'll show you this, Kratos. If I click here, and I go to the deluxe edition, see now the physical button pops up, right? Now, if I click on this, it goes away. There it is. Now it's back. These ones, now the cross-gen one is digital only, so it's the standard and the deluxe that have physical. Now, if we click on this, we'll go to the 2K store.
Mm-hmm.
If we go to the 2K store, it shows you everything here.
Yep.
Okay, so the Nightmare. Okay, so you're right. The Nightmare Pack is in every version of the game.
Told you.
Now, look at this. GameStop is selling the game for $70, right? Because I was looking at this earlier. 2K is still only charging $60. So GameStop's ripping you off by $10.
Oh.
Well, 2K is also its own separate website. They don't do retail price for video games on on their actual online store.
And now, all right, so let's go back to this. All right, so let's back out of here.
Hey, Rose.
What?
I got something just announced.
What's that?
It continues to talk about the Slim Jim situation.
Right.
Slim Jim has just issued a press release saying the reason why they paused their promotion, obviously because Vince McMahon, but they're gonna see in the future about how gonna evaluate if it's gonna look good on them and for future use.
Well, now that Vince retired, I don't see why they wouldn't go back.
Not retired, resigned.
Resign, but as of right now, they still hadn't resumed after this. So I bet they'll probably have something for WrestleMania, but they still pulled their sponsorship because Vince resigning. I mean, because the whole Vince McMahon situation.
Mm-hmm.
So I bet it will resume after the pay-per-view.
So now I have here, these are all the cover versions of the game. If you get the standard or the cross-gen, you get the Cody cover. You get the deluxe edition, you get the Bianca and Rhea cover. And this is the one, like I said, I wish this was physical. Look how nice this would look on a fucking game case.
Yeah.
The 40 years of WrestleMania version. That looks fucking sweet.
Well,
now again, let's go back on here because I didn't finish the pricing out, which I should have. Let's go back in here. Okay, here. 2K store, we'll go back to it since so down here it again details everything. The deluxe edition is $100. The cross-gen version is $70. Base game is $60, and the 40 years of WrestleMania edition is $120. Again, available for PS4 and PS5.
I wonder how much.
Oh whoa!
What?
The standard edition physical is only available for PS4, so it's only available for PS5 digital.
Well,
you could only get the deluxe edition for PS5 physical. Yeah, look right here, 2K standard edition. It only says right here PS4 physical. Cross gen is digital for both. The deluxe edition physical for both. And obviously,
are you on the PlayStation website or in the PlayStation section?
No, this is PlayStation Store.
That's probably why. Oh, wait a minute. There's probably a standard edition for PS4 for PS4 users, and the cross-gen is for both.
Well, let me see, because I click here. No, I have PS5 selected. See, deluxe edition, PS5 physical. Boom. Go to PlayStation Store. And there you go. It only says standard edition, only available for PS4. When you clearly just saw I had PS5 selected.
Huh.
So the only physical edition of this game for PS5 is the deluxe edition. So if you really want the fucking game,
or the cross-gen edition.
Well, that's only digital too. If you want a physical copy for the PS5, you have to get the deluxe edition, apparently.
That's ridiculous.
Well, I bet you could use the PS4 game on the PS5. I don't see why you
you can't. It's not backwards compatible as far as I know. Is it?
New PS4 games I don't think are, because they're also made for PS5. So
yeah.
I think they lock them out so that you buy the PS5 versions.
Mm-hmm.
Why would they do that?
So that you buy the PS5 version. Exactly what I just said.
Yeah.
Oh my.
But yeah, so anyways, going back to this, so Cody Rhodes, Belair, and Ripley are your cover stars. Features, Experience 2K24's bevy of spectacular modes, which includes a tribute to WrestleMania and 2K showcase of the Immortals, My Rise, My Faction, My GM, and all new match types like guest referee and gauntlet match.
Hold on, wouldn't they have a patch though? Let's say if you have a I was going to say if you had the PS4, maybe you would have to pay for the PS5 patch.
Yeah, you would pay for the PS5 upgrade, but I think they lock the PS4 disc working on a PS5. I really don't know.
Well, I'm just saying maybe you can play the PS4 version and it won't have the PS5 quality on there, you know? It wouldn't be 4K, it'd be 1080p, you know, instead. That's what I'm saying. If you want the 4K look, then you had to pay a patch. Is that could be a possibility?
Well, no, because they're selling a cross-gen edition, so you could just get both. So I don't see why they would do that. And plus, the deluxe edition is also available on both consoles. So
yep,
I don't think they're going to do that. But yeah, anyway, so here's your features for the game: 2K showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania, one of the biggest spectacles in sports entertainment, takes center stage in 2K24, packed with the greatest matches from WrestleMania's illustrious 40-year history. Technically 39, because there was only 39 WrestleManias up until this year. 2K Showcase of the Immortals allows you to recreate iconic moments and help some of the WWE legends claim their place in the record books as undisputed champions.
Well, when is this coming out?
March
8th.
March 8th, or if you buy the
Deluxe or 40 years version, March 5th.
Yeah,
you get 3 days early access.
Yeah, you get 3 days early because so you get it on the Tuesday if you buy deluxe or the expensive one. Otherwise, you'll wait until the 8th, which is a Friday. So you got all new match types. Guest referee will be returning. Casket match is coming back. Gauntlet match is being added. Ambulance match is being added. There are
Gauntlet match is coming back anyways because Gauntlet match was originally if you defended the streak 21 times and defend the streak in 2K14, it would unlock as a game mode as a match type in the game itself.
So they're bringing it back.
Yeah.
There's a bevy of new match types to experience in 2K24, including support for multiple superstars and backstage brawls. So instead of one-on-one brawls, you can do multiples in a brawl. The My Rise mode, like this year, you can have 2 different champions. So you can become a champion in My Rise Unleashed or My Rise Undisputed. I believe one is for the women and one is for the men.
Like usual. But there's more to the backstage brawl stuff. There's actually like a way you can now throw weapons at your opponents now in the game.
And I'm kind of hoping that in the backstage area
you can use soda machines you can slam your opponent into a soda machine hard enough to have a soda fall out, and you can throw the soda can at them. And there's supposedly working elevators to like brawl in the game too.
Right. I'm kind of hoping that they actually let you throw your opponent through the fucking glass windows in the backstage areas too.
I think they mentioned something like that too.
Because if you saw my stream last night, Kratos, you saw like towards the end of it. I saw. But when I tried to throw my opponent through the fucking window and he bounced off of it.
Yeah, I think that's an OMG moment where you can do that. I think that's an OMG moment in the game.
So let's see.
I want to see how super finishers work. I want to see how these super finishers will work in the game.
Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Become a champion.
Supposedly, it like helps with it. Will if you hit a super finisher on your opponent, if they have the resilience ability, they're locked out from using it for that one finisher. You can't use your resilience ability to kick out immediately.
Embark on an action-packed career arcs as you ascend from a WWE recruit to a decorated champion in My Rise. Watch your WWE dreams unfold as you progress through original storylines and achieve WWE superstardom in the men's and women's divisions. So I'm guessing in 23 it was what the Lock is obviously the men's, so the women's one was the other one, right?
Yeah.
I forgot what the name of the other one was.
The Legacy, I believe.
Yeah, Legacy.
Because the women's was basically you follow your aunt's footsteps as a wrestler in the women's one.
And why your aunt of all people? Why not your mother? You know, why not choose
Your aunt is basically the fictional WWE Hall of Famer.
Right, but I mean, why couldn't they just make the superstar's mother?
I don't know.
My faction needs no introduction because it's been part of the game. Control the WWE universe in universe mode, that needs no introduction. My GM, that's coming back again.
But look at the My GM like still frame they use. Look behind it. Look behind Tyler Breeze. You see an ECW logo.
Yeah. Yep. So it says, let's see, assume the role of general manager and draft an elite roster of WWE superstars so you can start producing larger than life shows in My GM mode. Make exclusive decisions by trading superstars, offering contracts, and doing whatever it takes to best more rival GMs and brands than ever before. So there's your features for the game, and that's basically it. And obviously, that's the game. I'm honestly looking forward to this year's installment.
Same.
I normally buy these games on discount for like Black Friday, but I'm really liking the Wrestlemania edition. I like the polish that 2K has been putting into these games as of these last couple of years. So
there's also the ability where you can control the camera for AI matches as well. So you're not stuck with one camera position for the whole match.
Right. Yeah, so that's not
you
bad.
You can change the camera around. You can move the camera as if you're the fucking cameraman during gameplay, mind you.
Yeah, it's kind of like like the replay system in racing games.
So
yeah, so the game's looking pretty good. I feel there's no need to pre-order something that's digital because it's not like they're going to run out of fucking digital copies on a gaming storefront. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to buy the game on the night before the 5th, and I'll still get the game on the 5th instead of waiting to the 8th.
Are you saying digital stuff can't run out? I mean, you can only have so much data. I mean, I think you could run out digital if you wanted to.
No, Casey. That's not possible.
If you
possible.
If you can return digital games to Steam,
you don't return the game, you just get a refund because you didn't like the game or the game didn't play properly and they just lock you out of it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And even then, you have to meet a certain criteria to even be eligible for a refund.
What is Steam is what? You can't play more than 2 hours or some shit, or you can't own the game for more than a week?
2 weeks. 2 weeks or 2 hours of gameplay are your eligibilities for a refund. Less than 2 weeks and less than 2 hours of total play time on the game. It's ridiculous.
Well, that's your WWE edition of Less Than Serious tonight, as we are nearing 2.5 hours.
I gotta go sleep. I'm tired.
Well, you're gonna wait.
That's the whole point. That's the whole point of this, Casey. Yeah. We're ending the stream soon.
Ending the show. You can wait. You can handle another 5 minutes.
Is this the point where I promote my bullshit?
Yes.
Yeah, in 2 minutes. Relax.
All right. Now
you can promote it in 30 seconds. I got nothing to promote at the moment other than I'll be on a couple watch-alongs for the Rumble. That's about it.
Well, hopefully you'll be on ours for the entire night.
Yeah.
I'll be on. I'm just gonna be tuning in and out in the chat for other ones. That's all.
So this was your WWE edition of Less Than Serious, where we covered all the wrestling news that has come out this week. including peppering in the Vince McMahon shit, which we're gonna deep dive into on Sunday. Because I was just not prepared to talk about that tonight because it's such a big topic that, and then Casey goes, "Well, let's bring it up tonight because we should." And I'm like, I'm not prepared for that.
Nobody is.
But we had to
Nobody
mention it.
was.
We had to at least mention it because of the Rumble match. So we're gonna dive into it on Sunday, Sunday night. So we are gonna have episode 85 of LTS in just 2 nights. Normally we don't do that, but this is a very big week in wrestling and very big news week in general. So Sunday night we're gonna have our Royal Rumble review. We're gonna deep dive into the Vince McMahon allegations and his resignation from TKO and WWE. Full stop. We're gonna talk about Nintendo versus the new game Pal World because that game's been popping off lately.
Pokemon with guns, obviously.
And we're gonna go over that, and we're also gonna talk about potentially we're gonna be talking about Microsoft pretty much getting rid of their physical games division for Xbox, and firing 1,900 employees.
Oh, Jesus
from
Christ!
From their gaming division.
I told you. I mean, I think they're going to try to do what Valve did, but for consoles.
This is just putting another dagger into physical media where it's slowly coming to an end. Which means if they're getting rid of their physical games department, you can guarantee that the next Xbox console, if there's going to be one, if they don't just migrate to PC with Xbox game support fully, you can guarantee now the next Xbox console will be digital only, and there'll only be a digital version.
Well,
hey, did you get that report I sent you about like PlayStation or not earlier a couple days ago, Rose?
I don't think so. You'd have to remind me.
See, PlayStation. I don't know if I sent it to you, but the PlayStation CEO said that PlayStation's future is in mobile, PC, and cloud gaming. Said that in a press conference a couple days ago.
No, you didn't send me that. So if that's the case, then PlayStation
that's
basically
coming from Variety.
So then basically the PS5 will most likely be their last console then.
Possibly. Maybe PS6 if they even get that far.
So we'll probably address.
Let me see if I can find that report. Let me find that report and send it your way.
We'll address that maybe on Sunday. I mean, I don't want it to be too video game heavy because we're gonna do the Rumble review and whatnot, but we might have to do a Game Corner episode on some of this stuff too. Maybe. I'm not saying we will, but maybe. So that's what we got coming out this weekend. The watch along will be on Casey's channel for the Royal Rumble tomorrow night, and if his internet acts up too badly, then it'll be over here on mine. Kratos doesn't have anything to shout out, so Casey, what kind of bullshit do you want to plug on your channel?
My gameplays. I mean, I need to get the views up on my gameplays. For some reason, my gameplay views have dipped in the last few episodes. I don't know why. I mean, I think they're pretty good. I've been doing a bunch of arcade games. Even a couple complete gameplays, like I did complete of Bad Dudes. And I did pole position.
I saw you posted the pole position one on Twitter. I saw that one.
Yeah. I'm actually out in the can, actually. I thought I had more recorded, but it's going to be hard for me to get any recording until, maybe Sunday, because tomorrow
you got things to do, and then we got the Rumble tomorrow night, so
I can't recordings then, and it'd be too late to do it now, so I don't.
Well, I mean, you have a little bit of time tomorrow before the Rumble, even if you record something that's maybe even a half hour long, just to put something up.
Rosa did send it to you. It's from Wednesday morning.
Oh, okay. I
It's
must have
about
overlooked it then.
Sony CEO.
Oh yeah, I must have overlooked it then. But continue, Casey.
But the biggest thing is tomorrow is the watch along for the Royal Rumble. Originally, I was just going to do it for just the men's Royal Rumble, but after last year where they put it on the first, we're not guarantee where they're going to put it. But most than likely, it's probably the last match. But we decided to just do the whole pay per view. It's not going to be a whole thing, maybe, but I had a fun time reacting to the NFL game. Plus, it was easy because it was actually a good game, though, too, you know?
Yeah.
um,
I think it'll be fun tomorrow.
as long as your internet holds up, like I said. If not, I guess it'll be over here on this channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure what I'm going to do is I'll put one hotspot watching the Rumble and put the other hotspot linked it to the laptop. It looked like the way I did it last time. After halfway, I finally did that. It worked fine. So that's the way I'm gonna go. But yeah, I think the Rumble will be fun. It's a reason. There's one, yeah, because it did good for the football game. Plus, I officially moved Friday is Raw to Saturday now.
So now it's Saturday is Raw every week.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I'm not too happy with the name. The name is still in the working title as of right now. Yeah, it is Saturday is Raw as of right now. Until I get a better name.
Well,
But
for me, you got live streams. I am officially announcing a new series on my channel, which we had the pilot episode on Monday night. Kratos already saw the thumbnail of what we did on Monday night. We are officially announcing, going forward, we are announcing Monday Night Horizon, where me and my lady friend will be streaming Forza Horizon 5 every Monday night, going forward until whenever. We will be doing the weekly playlists and unlocking cars and stuff in the game that they put out every week. So that's fun. That's something for me and her to do together, and that's that. Like I said, technically already started, but it'll be every Monday night now. Mortal Friday will return next Friday after I took 2 weeks off from playing Mortal Kombat anything on a Friday night on the channel. So that'll return next Friday. I spent $320 on the Tekken 8 Collector's Edition for PS5, which I should, according to UPS, I'm supposed to get by Tuesday. So I'll be unboxing that and streaming that as soon as possible. And until then, tomorrow we got the Royal Rumble watch along, so I won't be streaming tomorrow night, most likely. After that, Sunday we have Less Than Serious again, so I probably won't be streaming anything before or after that. Monday will be Monday Night Horizon. Tuesday, if I get Tekken 8 in time, will be Tekken 8. And WWE 2K23 My Rise Part 2 will be sometime next week, maybe Wednesday or Thursday. We'll see. And then Mortal Friday, the conclusion to the Sub-Zero Season 3, Season of the Cryomancer, will be on the channel next Friday. So look forward to that. And yeah, so that's everything I got coming out, at least over the next week. And yeah, so I want to say thanks for watching, everybody. We got Anna Musanda. What time is Royal Rumble starting? 8 p.m. Eastern Time. And if you care about the pre-show, it'll be 7 p.m. Eastern Time.
yeah, we might start. I might edit and have us maybe start at 6:45 just to kind of get in there and see if the bugs are worked out before before the Rumble.
Right.
I don't want to get into there and having issues. So I think 15 minutes to check it out and get people in, I think that'd be good. So
I want to shout out the people in the chat. We had Tony Douglas on Twitch. We had TSS, of course, Kratos in the chat. We had it's Steve Callan. EJ stopped in to say hi. Bam, of course, and now Anna. I apologize if I said your last name wrong. Anna Muzonda. Oh, excuse me. Thank you all for coming in to the chat ski tonight. And I hope we see you guys tomorrow night on Casey's channel, or if need be, right here for the watch along and live reactions to what is mostly a predictable pay per view. Well, not mostly, but half of it, at least. Sunday night again, less serious. The Rumble review and whatnot. So I want to say again, thanks for watching, everybody. Check out Derailed Gaming Live, OCRP, GTA 5 roleplay videos and streams over there on the channel, as well as Friday Night Gaming. Drew is probably live right now, knowing him. So Derailed Patreon, $1 a month gets you nearly 300 episodes podcasting material. Follow me right here on Twitch. Subscribe to the Twitch channel if you're not already. Greatly appreciate it. Find me on YouTube as well. All the links and information is down below. Follow me on Twitter so you know when to go live and upload videos. That is my social media. If you like the streams, hit the like button on the streams, share them on Twitch and whatnot. I greatly appreciate it. Until next time, guys, have a good night, everybody. Thanks for watching. For MK Kratos, Casey is Raw. My name is The Rose. And until next time, thanks for watching. Have a good night, everybody. And we'll catch your ass down the road.
are we off the air?